to fight for this lovely state we call Illinois here. Pulled out the sword and he's running. He's running. You have got a mayor. Lord knows he's doing a great job. How can you not open up your eyes and realize? I can see the flag rising above me. I can see the flag flying high. I can see the flag rising above me. And I can see the flag rising high. Hello, everybody. This is your host, Daniel Gallagher, lovely Gallagher's Grip, and I am happy to have you back here watching this show. Apparently, somebody needs to step up. Apparently, somebody needs to get some balls. Apparently, somebody needs to actually be the person to fight for this lovely state we call Illinois here. Because we have got so much chaos and craziness going on, it's insanity here at a level that you can't even put into words. You can't even put it into a children's book. That's how crazy it is here. We have got a governor here, Governor Pritzker, J.B. Pritzker at the helm. He pulled out the sword and he's running. He's running down the way, fighting tyranny and fighting the worst of the worst. You have got a mayor, lovely Brandon Johnson. Mayor Johnson, they say. He's doing a great old job here. Lord knows he's doing a great job because everybody voted for him. What a disaster. How is it that the people of Illinois cannot just simply open their eyes and realize, I mean, common sense 101, first grade level, your first steps, your first crawl, okay? How can you not open up your eyes and realize that the Democratic way simply doesn't work? What is it going to take to have people open up their eyes, take a step back for once in their life and say, it's not working? It is shocking to me, folks, shocking to me. The amount of crime, chaos, confusion, corruption, you name it, all these lovely words that you hear politicians talk about, all these lovely words that you hear on TV, all these lovely words that you hear in all these news channels, etc., etc., but when the hell is it going to actually change? When is it going to actually change in this state here, one of the worst states in the union? Certainly you can say, well, you know what, Mr. Gallagher, if you don't like it, get the hell out of here. Very difficult for me to do. Very difficult for a lot of my friends to do because their roots are here and they're ingrained in this state. Unfortunately, listen to me carefully. I love this state. I love everything about this state. I do not like and or agree with the politics of the state of Illinois. I think it's an utter disaster, and I think the record shows it. I think the playbooks show it. I think clearly, you know, Governor Pritzker just recently signing one of the largest tax increases in the history of the state of Illinois shows it. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, wake up. I do not care if you're a Democrat in the state of Illinois. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care. What I care about is that you're a human being and you're actually getting the facts. You're seeing reality. You're understanding what's really happening here. And let me tell you something. In the state of Illinois, it is not good what is happening here. Will County, the taxes are going to they're insane. Billions of dollars in increases of taxes for the lovely citizens of the state of Illinois. Now, I'm not a politician. Lord knows I think lately I'm trying to figure out if I should run to be a politician. But you know what? I'm not a politician. I'm a man who stands for the freedoms of what I think every American citizen should have. I want to stand for the rights of the American human being. Human being. You have got a governor and you've got a mayor that couldn't be doing a worse job in the state of Illinois across the board. But yet you have got two leaders in the state of Illinois who openly and publicly and arrogantly come out in the open and state, I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. I'm not afraid of ICE. I'm not afraid if they come into this state. I am going to go ahead and educate all of my citizens and tell them, create chaos, create anarchy. Who is the government to come into our state and take away illegal citizens? We're a protected state. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to think about that. We are a state with some other states in the union. We are a state that openly protects illegal citizens in a safe haven environment. And we market that comment. We market that notion. We market that idea that we almost come across as if we're proud to say that we're a state that protects these folks. Listen to me clearly. I am not for the guy who comes into this state with a record 20 miles long. I am not for illegal immigrants. Hear me clearly. We Republicans are not for illegal citizens. We understand that there are processes and procedures. What would it take for me to go to China, to go to Japan? What would it take for me to go to, I don't know, basically any other country and go through their process to be considered a citizen of that country? Why is it that we're just so open-minded here in America, where we actually allow states in our country to protect and provide for illegal citizens to be free, to be protected, to be safe from ICE? Okay, I know it's a sore subject, but it is about time somebody stands up for the state of Illinois and the people in it. Because I can tell you this, when you leave the city of Chicago proper and you go just 20 minutes north, south, west, east, you're going to get a group of people who actually look at Chicago proper and say, it's ridiculous what they're doing. Now, I'm not trying to be negative, but it's time somebody stands up and actually has the balls to do and say what's needed. I'm not talking about protecting illegal citizens. If I was, quote, the governor of Illinois, I would absolutely have ICE come into this state, and I would absolutely have them remove all of the dangerous illegal immigrants that are being protected here for all the right reasons. Why is that so hard for you to understand? Why is it so hard for you to get that through your head? I'm really asking, what in the hell is wrong with the thought process here in the state of Illinois? I just don't get it. The taxes are a fortune. The regulations are a fortune. Every which way you turn, you're being looked at, you're being monitored, you're being watched in the state of Illinois because they want your money. They need your money, folks. That's what it is. You know how hard it is to make it in this state as an entrepreneur? Huh? Good luck. And I mean, good luck, baby, because it is not easy. Yeah, most other states are a hell of a lot easier to be in, to conduct business within. I think Illinois and California are probably the two worst in the nation. We could all agree on that. But why is it that our leaders of this state, our so-called Democratic machine leaders of this state, why do they think that it's proper politics? Why do they think that it's actually proper to come out on an open platform and go against the sitting president of the United States that has a lot more to worry about than ICE coming into a metropolitan city to try to remove dangerous illegal people for the benefit of an American citizen? Why is it so hard for our leaders, our politicians in this state to just simply allow it to happen? Is it ego? Is it arrogance? Is it playing the big shot power role? I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. I'm not afraid of what he'll do. I'm not afraid of ICE. I don't care. Let him come in. You think for 1 second that I'm afraid that he's going to arrest me? I mean, that's what these people are saying on public platforms. Think about how insane that is. It's arrogance, it's ego, it's cockiness, it's the Democratic machine in the state of Illinois. And goddamn, maybe it is time for a fucking change. Fucking change. Maybe it is time for a change in this state on behalf of the American people. Maybe it's time somebody actually gets in the office and tries to do whatever they can to make some things change for the betterment of the Illinois people. Why can't we have a normal, pragmatic, realistic thinker who can make realistic decisions, have a clear conscience, a thought process that actually comes to a realistic outcome, a normal conclusion, make decisions for the greater good of the citizens of this state? That's what we need, folks. Aren't you sick and tired of the politicians that are just entrenched in the day-to-day rules and regulations in the state of Illinois? I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not running for governor. I'm not a politician. I'm just a normal guy who runs a podcast who speaks about reality. Open up your tax bill when you get it, and then log online, and I want you to see who your current governor is, your current mayor. Open up your water bill. Open up the bill where you get charged from the Secretary of State's office. Open up all of the bills that you get as hardworking American citizens. Open up the bills. And then you ask yourself, am I supporting the right person? Am I supporting the right party? Am I doing the right thing here? Maybe it's time that the citizens of Illinois actually wake up for once and for all and realize that the Democratic machine is not working. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Everyone knows it. So if it doesn't work, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Every single day, the sun rises and the sun sets. The sun rises and the sun sets every single day. Guess what? There's no change. Nothing really changes. When is it going to change? What is it going to take for it to change? Hey, how about this one? I got a really good one for you here. Why don't the taxes actually go down? Holy shit. Could you imagine if your taxes actually went down? Could you imagine that? Seriously now, folks. Could you imagine if your real estate taxes actually went down? Could you imagine if your bills went down 10, 15%? Do you really think in the state of Illinois your bills will ever go down? They'll use you, they will abuse you, and they will bleed you until you are dry. And I mean hollow dry, dry to the bone, because the facts are they do not care. They, as in the people who run this state, do not care about you. They do not care about your well-being. They do not care about your checkbook. They do not care about your tax structure. They do not give a shit about your children. They do not care if you have a job. They do not care if you have transportation to go to and from work. They do not care if you have an apple on your table for food. They do not care if you have a roof over your head. They do not care if you're able to drive or not drive. And they do not care if you have insurance, healthcare insurance at any level. They don't care. They don't care. If they did, most people would have it. Oh, you got Medicare. You got state-funded programs. Okay. Well, let me say this to you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have all these programs, then why is it that I personally know a ton of people here in the state that are just barely getting by? Why is Illinois so special compared to all the other states, including the one that's just right next to us here, lovely Indiana, that's doing fantastic, that's flourishing? Why? Why is Illinois so special? What is it? Is it the unions that are killing us? Is that what it is? The pensions? Is it the state pensions that are killing us? Ooh, I don't know. That's definitely going to be on another episode. We got all kinds of state lawmakers coming on this show. What is it and why? Why is it that the state of Illinois constantly and consistently screws up? Tell me why. Oh, Mr. Gallagher, who do you think you are? How dare you call upon the Democrats as a party that's not performing? Maybe you should go to the books, sir. Maybe you should open up and see all the things that we actually have done. Let me tell you something. I can go to your book and I can see all the things that you've done, but every single one is increase, and every single one is more regulations. Increase regulations, increase regulations, increase regulations. What about the decrease? What about less regulations? The classic definition, an example of the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. Republicans, less regulation. Let the people breathe when they earn money. Democrats, let's strangle them. Let's strangle these winners out there, and let's take, and let's take, and let's take, and let's keep on taking until they shoot themselves. When is it going to be time that somebody stands up for this state, for the people of this state? When is it going to be time that we actually find that person that has the gumption, that has the balls to stand up and say, no, absolutely not. I am not making that increase, that decision. I am not doing any of this because it doesn't help the people of Illinois, because they're already drowning, folks. We all have 70-pound boulders attached to our ankles, and we are on the very, very, very tip of a diving board, and we're hanging on the diving board. We're hanging on the diving board, and we're going up and down. We could only hang on for so long. At some point in time, we're going to let go, and we are going to fall in that pool, and we're not coming back up. We're not coming back up. I remember growing up when Chicago used to be one of the most amazing places that I have ever been to as a child. I remember when my mom said we're going to the city, the level of excitement and enthusiasm that went through my body was indescribable. Now when people actually think about Chicago, they immediately think of murder, and they immediately think of bullets. Go. Don't take me. Don't take my word for my word to be the truth. Go ask somebody. What do you think of when you think about Chicago? Oh, I'll tell you what. The South Side, the North Side, the West and East. They say I never go to Chicago anymore. We never go to Chicago. Sure, you got millions and millions of people that live in the city. Mr. Gallagher, take your show and kiss my ass. We've got millions and millions of people that live in the city of Chicago. Well, did any of you folks ever think about why they actually have to live in the city of Chicago? Because of all the jobs that are available or not available in the city of Chicago? Maybe they have transportation issues. Why? I don't know the answer to it. I'm just speaking out loud. Why? I don't know. But what I do know is that when people go to the city of Chicago, they are armed and fully loaded and ready when they are with their children. Now, think about that for a second. I don't know exactly how many bodies are counted for every year in the city of Chicago. I'm going to get those statistics. I know it's a massive number. I would love to see mannequins purchased, and maybe I should do this. Maybe I should get the exact number of how many dead bodies take place, how many murders take place a year in the city of Chicago, and then get the same amount of mannequins for that number and line them up on the street, so people can actually see the reality behind Chicago. So they can see the reality behind what actually goes on there. Well, you're in your room right now. You're at your kitchen table, or you're on your couch, and we see all this stuff on the news. Johnny and Timmy got into a car crash today because they were on I-94 heading eastbound and got killed because of 3 stray bullets. 5 people were murdered today, including 1 child were murdered because of a stray bullet while people were shooting at the house. What in the hell is happening here? It's been happening. National Guard, City of Chicago, Where are you? Like the Batman sign. Where are you? We need you. Do you want me to go out and buy a light? Do you want me to turn that light on and have it just shoot towards the sky so you guys can come? I know it's the leadership. You don't have to tell me. I know it's the governor. I know it's Mr. Brandon Johnson, which is shocking to me that the man is in office. It's shocking to me. Not only is it shocking to me that the man is in office, it is utterly shocking that the people voted for him. Sure, you can blame it on the people, and the people are to blame for sure. When are we going to have a leader in the mayor's seat or the governor's seat that actually can stand up and say, time out, people, time out budget, time out pensions, time out everybody who's sucking at the teat? When are we going to be able to have that? Imagine in Illinois where we actually have lower taxes. Oh, my God. Look, folks, when you are in the city or you are around the surrounding suburbs of the city, the real estate taxes are shockingly high, outrageously high, disgustingly high, filthy, ridiculously high, all because everybody else needs to get paid. I wonder how the state of Illinois would act if there was a real Republican in office who made real changes. Oh, Mr. Gallagher, there's no chance of a Republican getting in office in the state of Illinois. Yes, my you-know-what. Ain't gonna happen, sir. It's not gonna happen. We are the Democratic machine, and we will take you down. That's what we'll do. It's happened time and time again. When are the people of this great state going to rise up? When are the people of this great state going to say, you know what, enough is enough? When are the people of this state going to realize that maybe, objectively speaking, I'm being objective now, maybe, just maybe, a Republican leader might do better? Do we have such a large amount of arrogance and ego across the board that we can't allow ourselves to come to a table and actually think? I mean, is that the problem? We can't just think. Maybe the policies of a Republican might work better. You know, people, look at your paycheck. Look at the deductions on your paycheck. Look at the cost of healthcare insurance. Look at the cost of your taxes. Look at the cost of your state and federal and FIDA and SUDA. Look at the cost. See, when you just get a paycheck, you look at those items on a check. Could you imagine having most of that money that was deducted from your paycheck in your bank account for you to spend? Do you realize what that would do for you and your family? Of course, I know it's not going to happen, but wouldn't it be nice instead of that check being $500 lower, that it was $100 lower, $150 lower? So you could put an extra $350, maybe $300 in your pocket every single time you get paid. Could be weekly. It's $1,200 a month. I mean, when is it time? What needs to happen for this state to get the right person in place to actually have the balls to stand up and do and perform and speak and act upon what is right for a person in this state on behalf of an American citizen who just so happens to live in the state of Illinois? Why is it that Indiana is doing 1,000,000 times better, trillion times better than the state of Illinois? Why is it? Is it because we have a metropolitan area? We got Chicago. We got a massive amount of population in inner city Chicago. I mean, is that really the reason, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know. But I'll tell you something. I love this state. I'm in this state, and I am here to stay in this state, and I would love to see changes in this state, because I can promise you this, boy, oh boy, because I'm not running for office, blah, blah, but I would be on the phone with that National Guard within 3 seconds, within 2 seconds, maybe, perhaps 1.5 seconds of being in charge of this state, and I would be surrounding the city, and I would be attacking the violence in this state. Folks, how bad does it have to get to force change? Why can't we be proactive in this great, beautiful, lovely state filled with amazing people? Why can't we turn it around? Why? Maybe I should consider running for office.